My name is Daday. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Sociology here at WKU, and I also direct our Center for Faculty Development. I used the LiveHealth Online service back in late February, early February of 2016. And it wasn't me, it was my wife and our daughter. It was one of those big snowstorms that we had here in Bowling Green. My wife woke up not feeling well. She had some pain in her teeth and in her jaw. I had had a sinus infection the week before. It seemed pretty obvious that she had a sinus infection, and it was just me. I passed it on to her somehow. So we had about maybe 8 or 9, 10 inches of snow. Road was impassable. We're on a dead-end street, so the plow really doesn't come down the street until 2 or 3 days after a storm. We had no way of getting to a doctor, so I remembered that we had this LiveHealth Online service through Anthem and through our health plan here at WKU. So I said, Rebecca, why don't you log on and see if there's a doctor there and see if you could talk to someone. And she logged into she went to their website, set up a login and password, and within 5 minutes she was talking to a doctor, described her symptoms. Doctor asked her some questions and said, well, since your husband had a sinus infection, I'm going to assume you have a sinus infection. I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics. And the doctor noted that we were housebound, we were trapped. So he said, how can I help you with this? And we happened to live just around the corner from a Walgreens pharmacy, so I could walk there. So she was able to talk to a doctor, get a prescription called in, and I was able to walk to the local pharmacy later that day and pick it up. Later that evening, my daughter, who's about a year old, started feeling horrible and started pulling at her ears and just wasn't acting right at all. And so we used the service again, and we talked to another doctor, a different one, and explained the situation, that I had a sinus infection. We called the service in the morning, and my wife had one, and the doctor looked at my daughter, asked some questions, and she says, well, I think she probably has the same thing, a sinus infection. So we actually used the service twice in the same day, once in the morning and once in the evening. I had to walk to Walgreens twice in a foot of snow, but we were able to get the medicine that they needed to get them on the mend pretty quickly. We had actually called my daughter's pediatrician, the extended call service, and they basically told us, well, you'll need to bring her to urgent care the next day. They weren't going to do anything for us on the phone. So it was great that we could use this as sort of a fallback plan. And both doctors, the one my wife spoke with and the one that we spoke with my daughter, were just fantastic. They really wanted to try and help us. I don't think they were just willing to write a prescription. They asked a lot of detailed questions, made sure that we really were sick, made sure that they weren't just prescribing antibiotics if we didn't need it, and really did take time to get to know us and to sort of understand what medical condition we had.